What's up? Has life ever just like seemingly kicked you in the dick to no end? For like just weeks on end? Well, me fucking too. Let's talk about it. What's going on? I know it's been a hot minute, and it's about a week after the Forgotten Angels camp out. It's first weekend of November. And spoiler alert, I was not at the camp out. As I mentioned just before my little intro, life has been absolutely kicking me right square in the dick. So initially, right, I have a new landlord that purchased the home I live in. It is what it is, but I got a 75% rental increase, which greatly upsets my standard of living. So I decided to not go to the camp out so I can knock out some financial obligations and free up a little extra cash just to make it so it's a little less tight. Because that's a huge jump, right? Then, my Honda Element over here. That needs an axle. No axle to be found. The axle snapped in half on that. Okay, let's see if you start now. Thank you. I don't know what all that is. I gotta clean you. Yeah, so I just fixed the entire exhaust on the Element because it was leaking from the manifold. It was a main vehicle, so a lot of the flanges were rotted, so the previous owner had it welded together. So it was all one piece. So I replaced the entirety of the exhaust, then the axle snaps. So having a hard time getting the axle actually out because since it snapped in half, there's not a lot of meat. I need to get a slide hammer with like a good crow's foot. This fucking thing. It needed tires. So I did suspension, right? I did wheels, tires, and Fox 2.0 coilovers to level up. I did a chase rack. Really put the thing together pretty nicely. But if you see all that brake dust, that caliper started seizing up. That caliper started seizing up. Great. I'll come back to the brakes later. I don't need this tape here, that's whatever. Any of you guys with 09 to 14 F-150s probably know about how garbage these automatic transmission cooler lines are. So I had to replace those because I was leaking transmission fluid everywhere. I had to replace this upper radiator hose, and there's the Y-pipe connector down there because there was coolant pissing everywhere. Oh, it was great. So I'm on my way to a parts store. And right now, this is my reliable transportation. Yeah, so on my way to get coolant, because I just changed the hose, I gotta add coolant to the system and burp it and make sure it's good. See how the truck starts, because I had to disconnect the throttle body to get to that Y-pipe. Like, let it run, let it relearn, all that fun stuff. Okay, so the brakes. Initially, I had bought Power Stop, which I had good luck on my last truck. I had an 09 F-150. I did Power Stop calipers all the way around. Because, I don't know, it's a truck, it's my daily. I drive through stuff with it. So the powder coated from the factory was really appealing to me. So, we get the brakes on. We're bleeding them, you know, tighten everything down, everything's tight, nice and torqued. I get new hardware, the whole shebang. It's like 9 o'clock at night, getting ready to button it up. I have work, so I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just see it squirting out of the banjo bolt, and I'm like, Okay, that's how today's gonna be. So I look at the banjo bolt, I pull the washers off, and I decide, okay, maybe I need new washers, maybe these ones are junk, maybe I'll just go get some more and try again. Nope. I try torquing it, I try to anneal the washer, so you're heating it up, letting it cool, all that stuff to kind of make it nice and pliable. I try everything you can think of. So I say fuck it and I go to bed. The next morning I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm like, okay, I'll take the bike to work. I have an hour-long highway commute, which normally, okay, whatever. However, it was like 35 degrees and I was not about to freeze my ass off. I do have layers, I do have some leather, but it gets to a point where it's just like, it's just not really worth the risk if you don't have adequate things to protect you from the cold. Because like, I can deal with cold weather, that doesn't bother me. However, my ability to react will be slowed down if there's ice. Like, I'm all set. So for giggles and shits, I decided to look at the caliper again. Come to find out, there's no problem with the banjo bolt, there's no problem with the crush washer. The problem comes from the giant chunk of material taken out of the mating surface where the washer seats to. So the caliper was junked. There was a little drippage out of the other side, which the other side looked kind of alright. Maybe I could have just fucked with the washer a little bit. That would have been fine. However, yeah, no, it was a steady stream of squirt coming right out of this thing. So, I have to send the calipers back. I just said screw it and got calipers from a parts store, which I should have did in the first place. I also should have looked at the calipers, but who thinks to look at that? Like, how does that pass QC? Right? So, new calipers, pads, and rotors at all four corners. I fixed the line for the transmission not that long ago. Now I have new coolant, hose, and wide pipe. I just did the suspension. Like, everything decided to break within like a week of each other. So it's kind of good that I didn't go to Forgotten Angels, because all of this would have been happening in Florida with my truck. Everything's buttoned up. The element, I gotta fix the axle. However, I drive the truck to work, so I need that fixed first, unfortunately. Because it's early November, it's soon it's gonna be time to put this away. Yeah, so just left and right, I've been getting absolutely kicked in the dick by my life. However, though, I'm working on a video to reveal it right now. But I have a new project. It's on the back burner because, like, I have a bunch of projects. Like, I want to set this thing up to be a little bit better of a long distance bike and to be able to hold a little bit more. I have my Civic, which that's a lot of time and money that I need.
Some time later.
Alright. Now to head back to my truck, get this coolant in there, burp the system, get the air out of there, and get this thing moving. I still gotta bend my brakes so I can drive it to work tomorrow. And I want to get all this done before it starts to get dark and cold. I don't know, if you live in the Northeast, like, because I can't speak to any other northern place aside from New England, like, you have some nice, pretty warm daylight when the sun's out in the fall, but when you start having to work on things, like, and it gets dark, it gets cold quick, you get that condensation all over everything, you can't see. Ah, it sucks. This should be the last thing I really have to do to this truck for a little bit, so that'll be nice. and I gotta wash the brake dust off of it because my wheels are gross now. But yeah, sorry to complain. I've been very busy, just dealing with thing after thing the last like several weeks since my last video, which I think it was the moto camping fail video. I can't even remember. For now, I have stuff to do. I just wanted to say what's up. It's been a minute. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend coming up. But I'm going to wrap this video up about here because I have some things I need to get to. But first, the Forgotten Angels charity raffles have amassed over $500,000, and that's awesome. Thank you to everyone that's donated to buying raffle tickets, donated money straight out, giving money at the campouts. Spread the word. It's awesome to see them going so far. They want to do really, really big things, and every little cent helps. I'm going to have the link to all the raffles in the description below. Check them out. There's a really big raffle for either a house in Florida or $250,000 coming up in December for the drawing. So click on that link and drop a ticket if you can. But that's all I got for today. I'm gonna finish my truck so that way I could go to work tomorrow and try and get back on a sense of normalcy. Keep your eyes peeled for my next video. I'm gonna be talking about my new project. Hey, but for now, enjoy your afternoon.